It's a brand new year. You're back at the office after the holidays and the parties, and you're eager to get back to work after all the distractions. Except there's this picture floating around your people's phones. And what may make for a sitcom laugh or even a great night can make for a devastatingly distracting nightmare at the office, all from one little text picture of one moment. Welcome to the post-holiday season hangover, and your job is to get your people sobered up and back to work. Since 1998, DB Pargman Consulting, LLC, has helped companies just like yours prevent and respond to sexual harassment and other diversity-related complaints with a positive and constructive professional development perspective. Maybe it was all in good fun, and maybe you think nobody was really hurt. It was just some people blowing off steam at the end of an intense year. The critical difference is that with today's technology, that moment is preserved forever and it's making its way around your office, and there is someone in your organization who doesn't think it's funny. Whether there are pictures floating around people's phones or just some wild stories floating around the water cooler, you know it's significantly better for your company's bottom line to take preventative steps now rather than reacting to a harassment or sensitivity crisis later. So, here are 5 tips for the post-holiday hangover season to get your people back to work. Tip number 1, don't ignore it. With today's social media and internet connectivity, that little picture will never go away. Even if people stop talking about it next week, it's not going away. For example, Facebook recently launched a new feature called Timeline, which allows people to string together a history of photos or posts from the beginning of their time on Facebook. Timeline goes deep into the archive of posts and pictures to bring front and center moments that you thought long ago were buried away. It's an exciting new way to tell your life story and dig up magic moments from the past to present them front and center in the present. Unless, of course, what someone else chooses to highlight front and center about their past happens to include something that you would like to forget. The bottom line is, today there's no forgetting, so you can't ignore it. Deal with it now because it's not going to go away. Hangover tip number 2, you're on notice. If you know about it, have heard about it, or have seen it, you and your company are on notice whether a formal complaint has been filed or not. Therefore, if you're in HR, legal, or in any management role, and you're on notice, you can't wait for a formal complaint to be filed or for someone to step forward and complain. You must take appropriate prompt and remedial action now. Hangover tip number 3, take it seriously. If someone comes to you with a complaint, or even just mentions something, even if you think it's not a big deal, and even if it's not a big deal, take the process of receiving the complaint or the information seriously. Taking it seriously does not necessarily mean firing someone or going to HR DEFCON 1, but it does mean making the appropriate response in the proper time. Hangover tip number 4, take remedial action. One-on-one sensitivity training will afford the subject of a complaint an opportunity to learn from the experience and grow professionally. And group sensitivity and diversity training will establish or reestablish the expectations your organization has of its people. Both individual and group trainings can be constructive, productive, and positive professional development opportunities and do not have to be viewed as punishment. Hangover tip number 5, act quickly. Remember, the standard is prompt and remedial. And the prompt part is not only an important part of the legal defense, but perhaps more importantly, it is important to your people and their performance moving forward in the new year. Responding promptly is the key to getting everyone back to work and getting the focus back to your business and its productivity. You might be thinking now, and it would be understandable if you were, that digging this up now, facing it, addressing the situation will cause a distraction. And since you're eager for everyone to return to work after the holidays, well, you'll just deal with this later after everyone gets back to work. Ah, not the right response. That's the wrong way to view it. Remember, it's not going to go away, and the longer it sits unaddressed, the bigger, badder, and uglier it festers. Remember, considering the tremendous legal costs and destructive losses to productivity of harassment-related complaints and lawsuits, an ounce of prevention is worth a ton of cure. Now, you may be sitting there thinking, well, what's okay and what's not okay? And you may not be sure whether or not what you know about justifies taking action. Well, don't guess at it. DB Parkman offers a free 10-minute post-holiday hangover evaluation so you can know with certainty whether you have something that you must address and what your options are. In our free quick review, you'll spend 10 minutes over the phone with one of our HR subject matter experts. It's free, it's confidential, and it'll help you get your focus back on your work and help you get your people's focus back on their work. To take advantage of this opportunity when it counts, enter your name, your email, and your phone number right over there to the right, and one of our experienced HR professionals with expertise in this subject matter will contact you promptly. Or if you prefer, simply pick up the phone and call us at 1-866-387-3367. The phone number is 1-866-387-3367. It's free and fast. Simply request a quick review. Get over that post-holiday hangover and get your people back to work. It's your first prompt and remedial step, so do it right now.